Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today's question was submitted into my Sunday Q&A that I do every single Sunday on Instagram. And I wanted to do a video on it because I really wanted to go deeper with it and really dive into the hows and how we let go of those hows. So there's going to be a lot of use of the word how in this video, clearly. But if you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach and 2 times best-selling manifestation author, law of attraction YouTuber here on my channel, and host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, you can expect all things law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, and self-help. And not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 8 years. So releasing the how is really, really difficult because I think a lot of people get stuck on this step, or they get hung up on this, that they think like, well, I need to know the how because they've told me to get specific. Emma's told me, Bob Proctor's told me, whoever, Rhonda Byrne. Get specific. And yes, you need to be clear on your desire in order to manifest it, because the first step is crystal clear clarity. So yes, when we then have that clarity of our desire, we're like, right, I know what I want. I've set that intention. You're then going to move to step 2 and work on your beliefs and any limiting beliefs or fears, any blocks or resistance in between you and your desire. So then when you get to that trust step, you're then taking inspired action. You're meeting the universe halfway. You're meeting it with aligned inspired action, and you're showing up. You're putting yourself in that field of opportunity and possibility to be met with those opportunities, right? So then when you go into that 4th step of letting go and surrendering, you're then like, but how? But how? But how? And I feel like the how is when people really get stuck in that letting go and surrendering step, because we are taught to attach to our desires. We're taught to get clear, attach, put energy towards it, visualize it, feel as if you've already got it. So you're of course going to have put a lot of energy towards your desire because you're working hard for it. Of course you will have. So when you're then in that letting go and surrendering step, and you've then got to take that pressure off and take that step back to allow yourself to receive, we do start thinking of the hows. It's natural. It's human. We all do it where we're like, how's it going to happen? Oh my God, is it going to happen like that? Oh my God, what if it happens tomorrow? How's it going to happen? Oh my God, what if it happens like that? Oh, I don't want it to happen like that, but actually I want it to happen like that. So we know the stories and narratives that we tell ourselves around the how, and I can absolutely hold my hands up and say over the years, I have absolutely attached to the hows. And especially, I know, oh my God, with my first book deal, I was so attached to the hows of like, it has to happen like this. It has to be this publisher. It has to be like this. And the universe was sat there like, but is that really what's for your highest good, Emma? Like, we can see things from like a 10-year, 100-year perspective here, the all-knowing version. And actually, that's probably not what's for your highest good. And actually, if you release that how, we can bring in the truly aligned manifestation in, and actually it's going to be way better than what you think it is. It's going to be way better than what you had your sights set on, and you just need to release that how. So it's really difficult because from our perspective as humans, we're like, well, this is how practically I see it happening. This is what I've asked for. This is how I see it happening, whether that's attachment to a brand, a company, a name, a person, whatever, a location. We can get attached to those specifics. And when we set intentions, it's really about saying this or something better for the highest good of all. So with all intentions you set, you should always say this or something better for the highest good of all, because we do not always know what's for our highest good. I definitely clearly don't, judging by my manifestation history and how actually when I've let go of that how, when I've let go of specifics or the how or the whens, the whys, whatever's, I unblock myself so quickly and I step out my own goddamn way, and then the universe is like, boom, there's your desire. So I manifest from such a relaxed space now where I do not put expectations on my desires. I get clear in how that looks, but I do not set specifics on companies, brands, publishers, like specifics like that. I'm like, this is how I want to show up. So I want to write a book on XYZ. This is what I'm bringing to the table, but how the universe meets me with that, I don't need to control. And from manifesting from that relaxed space where I'm not focusing on the how and I'm not focusing on those specifics of how it will happen, transforms my manifestation so much. So I can then manifest from a totally different space where I manifest with ease. I manifest with that non-attachment, and I manifest not thinking about the hows, whens, whys, but actually like, as long as I'm clear in my vision and I'm moving along those steps and doing my 50% of the street, my 50% of my co-creation process, that's all I need to do. We love to overcomplicate things. We love to do a million things to make our desires happen. We love to be the person in control. We love to go 90% of the way most times. But actually, that's not what's required from us. And if we get fixated on a how, and we get fixated on, well, this is how I see it happening, or this is how it needs to happen, the universe is probably protecting you from a bullet there. It's probably protecting you from something that's maybe not for your highest good. And that actually, by releasing those expectations and allowing the how to be what it needs to be, you will always receive this or something better for the highest good. Looking over the last 6 years of my life, my manifestation journey, there's not one thing that I'm like, oh yeah, that was a bit rubbish, or that wasn't what I wanted. It's like, I didn't get what I wanted because what I wanted was not aligned to where I was going. And where I am now, I look back and I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't get it in the way I thought I wanted it or how I saw it, because actually how I now have received it and have it in my life is totally in alignment for where I am here and now in that healed space. So as we go along our inner work journey, as we go along our healing journey, as we work through limiting beliefs, fears, blocks, or trauma, we are going to up level, which means our version of our desires will up level too. What I want now is polar different to what I wanted 6 years ago, because I have 6 years of experience where I've learned what I definitely don't want, and I have avoided many manifestations that would have not been good for me. So this is ultimately trusting in the divine plan, trusting that the universe has your back, and trusting that you may think you know what's for your highest good, but that's not in your control, and you don't need to worry about that. You need to be that open receptor to receive. You need to be that open channel to receive. And the way that you receive is by getting into that letting go and surrendering stage and releasing the attachment by saying, I know this or something better for the highest good of all. I don't need this thing, because remember, we always manifest when we need it the least. But if this thing was to manifest in my life, that would be really cool, and I'm totally here for it. But I don't need it. It's not going to change my life. It's not going to fulfill me. It's not going to bring anything into my life. And I really had to break this down for a client the other day, because she said, I fear that I'm manic manifesting and I'm manifesting things that it won't bring me fulfillment. And I said, yeah, it won't. And she was like, what? And I said, yeah, it won't. I said, anything you manifest is never going to fulfill you. And I said, you need to know that now, because you need to be fulfilled and feel good and feel peace within yourself to manifest that and to sustain that as well. So I said, your manifestations will never fill that void that you feel. It will only heighten it more. And that's why you're manic manifesting, because you're desperately clutching and grabbing things to try and fill the void that's there. And I know that because that was me. That was my positively wealthy journey, where I was manic manifesting to fill the void within me that felt lack, that had no self-worth, that had all this inner work and trauma and PTSD to work through. So really, when we manifest, you've got to be honest with it and say, it's never going to fulfill you. So if it's never going to fulfill you and it's never going to give you what you think it is, what is a manifestation? Well, a manifestation, if we look at it, as a whole, is, yes, attracting things into our life, but it's additions. These things shouldn't complete us. These things shouldn't be the solution to inner work, or like, oh, once I have that, I'll be happy, or once I have that, I'll feel this. You won't. I can guarantee you, you won't. You have to feel that thing now. You have to feel happiness now. You have to feel peace now. You have to feel fulfillment now to even manifest that thing into your life, because you need to be an energetic match for your desire. You need to be an energetic match for that thing to come into your life. So you need to become and be the energy of the version of yourself who has your desire. So they are not going to be sat there feeling lack. They're not going to be sat there feeling fear. They're not going to be sat there checking their clock, texting the universe, calling the universe, checking on that delivery status. They're not. They're going to be like relaxed, happy, enjoying life, enjoying their manifestation. So that is the energy that you need to be in. Let's look at that analogy again. So if you are one of those people who are like, how, imagine if you, like, whatever you do as a role, as a job, imagine if we were Amazon or something like that, or a company that ships goods, and someone had placed an order, and then the next day they're calling up, they're like, hasn't been dispatched yet, when's it being dispatched? And you're like, okay, we have like a 3 to 5 processing kind of business day thing, it will get shipped 1 to 2 business days, and the information's on the website, you know it's coming, just trust. And then the customer calls back up an hour later, still not dispatched, and you're like, okay, it's getting dispatched. It gets dispatched. Next day, calls up, where's it hit? It's not hit. It takes 3 to 5 days. Read the website, you know the information, you got to trust. We wouldn't do that. And if you would be the most annoying customer to that company ever. And I'm sure they wouldn't pick up your calls after a while, or they would block the number. So at the end of the day, you don't want to be that desperate person. You don't want to be that person who's calling up like, where is it? Where is it? I haven't received it, because that is desperation energy. And is that attractive? Does that feel good? You would pee that company off very quickly. And you know, I'm saying customer service, you can absolutely call and check your order. We do that, right? Sometimes we have to do that, but we do that once we've actually allowed, you know, the estimated time to pass. Like, you're not doing that right away unless you're super desperate for the item. So at the end of the day, we have to look at it like that. You calling up the universe every day, every week, checking up, getting angry that it's not here. Do you think that's bringing it to you? The universe is neutral, remember. The universe is not there like, bit desperate, we're not going to give it to them. It's energy. So the way you are showing up to the mirror is exactly how it's being reflected back to you. So if you're showing up to that divine mirror with desperation, with want, with lack, with this like, I need it now, you're only manifesting that back to you. That is the only thing that is being reflected back to you. So you don't want that, because that's just going to cause more frustration, more anger, more like, oh, I'm so fed up. So we don't want that. What you want to do is show up to that mirror with trust. And if you aren't in that letting go stage, you might be in that third trusting step, where you need to trust the process and work on your level of trust in step 2, believe, to be able to be like, I trust the universe. It has my back. My desire is on my way to me. I trust that. So you may even need to backtrack a few steps along my law of attraction process to be able to fully embody the energy of trust, belief, and be able to sit there with certainty and be able to say, it's okay, I trust. If my desire's coming, I trust it's on its way. If it's not, I know this or something better for the highest good is coming. So when we cling onto the house, we stand in our own way so often. I've done it so often. We stand in our own way when we fixate on the house. This is how it should happen, or this is how it should look. And I've realized over the years that my manifestations normally look a little bit different to what I've actually set the intention with. They're still like fully aligned, full body, yes, still absolutely the manifestation, but better. And I've realized like, oh, okay, so like in my mind, I saw it that color, or I saw it like this, when actually what manifested is a million times better than what I had originally envisioned, and for the same price, or, you know, whatever the circumstance. So definitely, I feel like the universe loves to surprise us. So if you are clinging onto those hows, you can guarantee you're going to receive something, you know, a bit different to what you thought, but better, more aligned. And you'll realize in your soul, okay, so my ego, my inner critic, my inner child wants to hang on to those hows. It wants to hang on to that attachment and cling on with desperation. But actually my soul knows, and my soul knows that this is meant for me. My soul knows that this is divinely, mine, and that I don't need to worry. So really, it's the ego, inner critic, inner child who's refusing to let go, who is attaching to those hows for control. So look at why you are having to control this. Where is that control coming from? Is that from a place of a limiting belief or fear? Is that from a place of lack of trust or lack of belief in the ability to manifest your desire or your worthiness, for example? So you need to make sure you're not still in that step 2 of belief. You also need to make sure you're still not in that step of step 3, trust, where you're working on that trust and trusting the process. You need to make sure that you're in that step 4 of letting go and receive to be able to receive your desire, because you have to be here and now in the present. So I hope this is all making sense, and I really want you to set the challenge with yourself to release the hows and be like, it doesn't matter how, because all that matters is that I feel good within myself, I'm in a good place, I trust the universe, and I trust that everything is as it should be in this moment. So trust the process, trust the universe, trust yourself, and reflect upon that step 2 and step 3 if you feel like you're not authentically in that step 4 of letting go. But you don't need to worry about the hows, because a true manifesting like a pro tip and person is they manifest without attachment. They manifest without the need to know how, because they trust that it's going to be awesome. They trust the universe has their back, and they trust that it's all going to be okay, and they trust that it's already theirs. Now, belief does come with time as well. Of course, the more you manifest, the more you see those results and you see your manifestations coming into fruition, you're naturally going to build a level of belief, because action creates belief, seeing that physical result. But equally, if you're not at that place yet, that's why the inner work and that step 2 of looking at the inner work and limiting beliefs, any resistance, is super, super important, and building up that trust in step 3 as well. My new book, Hurt, Healing, Healed, will absolutely help you with doing just this, clearing those limiting beliefs and fears and blocks, and also building that trust and belief. But I really hope this video has helped you. And of course, some exercises to release the hows is to really get present and look at your attachment and look at why are you controlling, tuning into that control. Where is it in your body? What is underneath that control? So tune into it. What is underneath that control, and where is it coming from? Is it the inner child? Are they coming up and, saying, I fear that this will happen if we don't control this? Listen to the inner dialogue. Listen to the things that come up around your desire and come up around your need for it today, or your hows or attachment, whatever it is the control is showing up as. And then you can work to release that. And obviously some EFT, emotional freedom technique tapping, is some great work to do. You can do Brad Yates's videos here free on YouTube. So again, tapping to release attachment, tapping to release any anxiety and things like that really, really do help with this. But releasing the hows comes from practice, and it comes from authentically moving into that step 4 of letting go and surrendering, where it's almost natural. But the only way you get to that is authentically moving through step 2 and working through the resistance, and then step 3 of trusting, showing up, and also trusting the process and trusting the universe as well, which comes with practice, comes with time, and also comes from doing the inner work, most importantly. But I really hope this video has helped you. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on releasing the hows, and maybe where you've had some revelations around this, around your manifestations. So drop the hows. You don't need to control. It's already yours. So thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because we'd love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget, you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a fantastic week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love.